everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and actually I'm really glad that you're here because I figured after yesterday's video I'd probably lose a lot of subscribers and get a lot of hate mail, but truthfully I didn't, and so that was pretty cool. And so anyway, I hope you liked the video on LS swaps and coyote hate. If you didn't get to see it, check it out, and I just basically give my take on that rather controversial subject. Now for today, I've got coyote updates, and I've also got the best and most surefire way that you can spot a fake car guy a mile away. However, first, I gotta get my monster. Now, will she start, or are we taking the beater today? That is the question. Whoa. It actually started. Now, to its credit, I actually took it out, what was it, last Friday, I think, and I put a few miles on the car, and so it fired right up this time. I think I just let it sit too long, and basically, the battery died. This is really difficult, pardon me. Now, I do get a lot of comments about my Monster Energy drinks. Number one, no, they are not a sponsor. Number two question is, hey, you should, or statement I guess you might say, is why do you drink those things? They're bad for you, whatever. Here's the reason why I drink them, and I don't have one every day. It's like kind of like an every other day deal, but I don't drink soft drinks at all. Like basically, if I'm not drinking coffee or beer, I drink water. And the Monsters just like kind of break that up and give me a little bit of flavor. And I get the absolutely zero, so there's no sugar, no carbs, and all that stuff. And like I said, I don't have them every day. I have them like every other day, and then very rarely on the weekends will I have one. Unless I'm like in the shop working on the car, and then I have one beside me at all times, just in case I need a little quencher. But anyway, let's go get them on. So the first order of business today is definitely coyote swaps. Yesterday, I had a pretty long conversation with my buddy Frank over at Power by the Hour, and just kind of getting parts lined up and figuring out exactly what we're going to do as far as all of the products that they offer. Now, if you watch the other videos, which you definitely should, I am doing power steering. It is going to have power brakes via hydro boost system off a newer model, like a 4.6 car, and air conditioning. So I'm not doing like a half-ass, you know, no power steering, manual brakes, all that. I'm not doing that kind of build. This is going to be, it's going to be full bore. It's going to have basically everything that it has now, just with more power. So I talked to Frank last night, and he's putting together everything for the power steering and for the air conditioning, the brackets for the alternator, all of that, so we can get all of that mocked up on the engine and, you know, essentially have the engine ready to go. And I'm really looking forward to when those parts arrive, because they're super nice parts, and I'm going to do an unboxing video, kind of explain how they work, what they do, and then I'm also going to do an install video so you can see exactly how they go on, so that you can do it yourself if you want to, you know, whether it's now or down the road. But I'm excited to have those parts on the way, and it's just more progress. As I've said before, this is not something you're going to do like overnight, but at the same time, it's kind of fun to like chase parts and you know, research and all that. But the main thing is you got to have fun with your car build. If you're not having fun, then you're doing something wrong. So don't make it a big pain in the ass. It's not that big of a deal. Have fun. That's what hot rodding is, period. Alright, as you can see, the Monster has been retrieved. did want to make one point really quick. You see all the other YouTubers, they're driving along and they're filming at the same time. And you can always tell when they're using a suction cup mount because the camera doesn't move around. Well, here's the thing, and I gotta call them out. I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm gonna call them out. It's one thing to drive an automatic and hold a camera, but when you can drive a stick shift and hold a camera and not be completely boring, I don't know, maybe you think I'm boring, that is true talent. And I'm sorry, but I gotta call you guys out with the autos. You ain't got nothing on this. Okay, so let's kind of recap a little bit on the Coyote. What do we have so far? With parts we've got on the way so far are the Maximum Motorsports K member. That was actually back ordered, and we did that about 3 weeks ago. They told me it would be about 3 weeks, so I'm looking for a notification that has shipped here anytime. So hopefully I'll have that within a week or so. What else do we have here? We've got the Dakota digital gauge cluster. If you didn't see that video, you need to go back and watch that video. That freaking cluster is ridiculous. And I put it up on the Facebook page. It got a huge response. And then I also put it on the Instagram page. Same thing there. I mean, everybody loves it. So I think I did pretty good choosing those. What else do we have? Okay, and then like I was telling you earlier, I talked to Frank last night, and he's putting together a very large box from Power by the Hour so we can get everything mocked up on the engine and get that going. And then obviously, if you're following the channel, you know that the car is already stripped of its running gear and wiring, cruise control, air conditioning, all that stuff that needed to come out for the Coyote to go in. So that is kind of where we're at. I don't have any other parts on the way at the moment, simply because I'm still comparing prices, comparing brands and stuff like that. So that pretty much brings us up to speed on the Coyote swap. Alright, so the monster run is complete. Got a couple miles put on the old red here. And she is back in the garage. And, of course, we got the monster. Good to go. Still squeaking. But the unfortunate part of this whole Coyote swap is I'm reduced to driving this car. Well, not totally, but if I want to feel any kind of power, I'm reduced to driving this car. And it doesn't make a whole lot of power, but big things coming. So let's get on with it. Okay, so getting back to the subject at hand, and please forgive me for the background noise. We have a dog that's totally insane and never shuts up, and have some renovation going on across the street. It's a beautiful day in Tennessee. The sun's actually shining, so I wanted to be outside a little bit. Anyway, getting back to the actual title of this video, and the reason that I did this video is because I was on YouTube last night and I was watching a particular channel, which I will not name, and the individual on the channel continually, like probably 100 times, referred to a nitrous kit as NOS. Now, I get that they called that in Fast and Furious. I understand that, yes, whatever, that's cool. But it's not NOS, okay? NOS is an acronym, N-O-S, nitrous oxide systems. So, as far as I go, that is one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm at a track, at a car show, anywhere like that. When someone refers to a nitrous kit as NOS, I totally lose my mind. It's just one of those pet peeves. Pardon me, a large truck driving by. It's just one of those pet peeves I have that drive me absolutely insane. And this was a car guy channel. Like, this is a car guy. And, like, it's in the title as far as cars. And he continually referred to as NOS. And my head just was, like, totally wanting to explode. And I wanted to DM him or contact him in some way or reach through like the screen and wring his neck. But so with that being said, this is my number one rule on how to spot a non-car guy that thinks they're a car guy or is pretending to you to be a car guy. If they refer to a nitrous system as NOS, no, I'm sorry, you suck. And I apologize if I hurt you. No, I don't. Sorry, not sorry. Don't say NOS, for God's sake. I'm imploring you. It is a nitrous system, a nitrous oxide system, gas, juice, spray, whatever you want to call it. Giggle gas, I don't care. Bottle baby, huh? Just don't call it NOS, for God's sake. That stems from the Fast and Furious movie back in like 2003 or something like that. And it was bad then. It's even worse now. So don't do it. Especially if you have a huge following and you have a car channel on YouTube. Don't break simple car guy rules. Anyway, that is my rant for today. As far as news, what I've got coming for you. Obviously, we're going to PRI, Performance Racing Industry Show, which is basically like a SEMA show, just in the Midwest. It's up in Indianapolis. So we're going to be heading up there the first week, or yeah, the second weekend in December, I believe. Going to that and going to be vlogging the whole time. So I'm going to take you up to Illinois, get to meet the family. And one other cool thing. You know I love to do shenanigans, especially in the beater. I was talking to a good friend of mine, Steve Moberly. He owns Scram Speed, which ironically is where I'm getting the gas pedal bracket to mount the drive-by-wire gas pedal for the Coyote Swap. And his shop just actually happens to have a dyno. So as I was hatching plans and going over things last night, it popped into my head that we need to put the beater on the dyno. I mean, I have to know. I have to know what the beater will make on the dyno. I don't know why. It's morbid curiosity, but I just feel like if I don't do it, then I'm doing my audience an injustice, and that's the last thing I want to do. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much it as far as what's going on. We're up to speed on the Coyote Swap, plans we've got coming, stuff we're doing, and shenanigans, all that good stuff. So as I've always said, I'm going to do 5 videos a week. Even if there's nothing else to talk about, I'm going to do 5 videos a week, and I hope you enjoy them. And leave me something in the comments section, anything you want to see. Doesn't matter if it's shenanigans, car projects, whatever. Next week, I will definitely be back out with the car, doing some work. Just the way scheduling's been, and we haven't had any parts, I wasn't able to really do a whole heck of a lot this week. Sorry for the saw in the background. But we're going to be out there doing some more work on the car next week. Maybe possibly going ahead and installing the Dakota Digital cluster in the car. So that's coming. But again, drop me a comment below. Shoot me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Share it with your friends. And I'll be back with you tomorrow with more epic content.